Okay, for members of Congress, every single year, annually, Israel receives, and we have to vote on it. It's a yes or no vote, $3.8 billion in funding for Israel. Now, what does that money mean? Well, they'll say, "Oh, well, this is for Israel. It's them to be able to defend themselves. They're the only democracy in the Middle East.
Yep.
They're constantly under attack. They're surrounded by their enemies who wants to annihilate them."
That's all true.
Sure, we're not arguing those points. However, let's flip over and look at, what does this mean? Number one, Israel is doing so well with their economy, and I'm excited for them. This is a big deal. I wish we were doing this good. We're $37 trillion in debt. Israel is less than $400 billion in debt. Less than. If you're an Israeli citizen, you have government-funded health care, and you have government-funded college. So why is America having to give Israel $3.8 billion? If they're doing so great and they're funding healthcare and college, and their government their economy is doing so well, and their tax revenue is so good that they're less than $400 billion in debt, why is dead broke America having to send $3.8 billion? Well, then they argue back and they go, "Oh, but this helps America's economy." Well, how is that? Tell me how it helps. Okay, well, because we buy money from your defense contractors. Although, guess what? This is really interesting. We give a ton of money to all these foreign countries. And if it's military aid, they're required to purchase weapons from our defense contractors. Except Israel is the only one with an exception. They don't have to buy from our American defense contractors. They can use that money to buy from Israeli defense contractors.
Oh, wow.
So there's a funny little exception. Just like the same exception that Israel has, that this just came from Judge McFadden. He just had a ruling that you can burn any flag in the United States of America, and including our own American flag, except you can't burn the Israeli flag in America.
Who said that?
Judge McFadden.
In what context?
In his court. It just happened.
Well, that's not going to be upheld.
It shouldn't be.
That's a violation of the First Amendment, blatant, and it will be struck down as soon as it goes up on appeal. What a ridiculous notion.
Should be. He said in what he wrote is that the Israeli flag, it's an identity, a race, and it would be a hate crime. Yeah.
Wrong.
Yes.
Wrong. That's getting struck down. But I see why you're raising it, because I'm picturing, look, I have a lot of very, very close friends who are Jewish, who are very big supporters of Israel. And some faction of them will say, like, well, why would you platform an MTG? She's definitely gone anti-Israel. And I don't care whether you're anti-Israel or not. Any anti-Israel people are welcome here. Of course. You're allowed to have that view. It's a country that's involved in a war, and you don't have to be pro any country in order to come here. But I know you're not.
I'm not anti.
I know you're not.
Yeah.
But I am also sensing, I discussed this with Charlie Kirk recently, how we're just getting to a place now. The more you tell me I can't talk to somebody or about something, the more I'm guaranteed going to do it. No one owns me. And I will talk about it, and I will hear you out, and I want to hear why you're having this kind of experience times 10,000. My little lily pad, and you're way down there, and there I can see you getting rained down on. And I don't like it, Marjorie. I have to tell you, I don't like it, because this is America. You're allowed to have your view. Israel's not America. They're a friend to America, but they're not America.
No.
And we do have areas in which we have divergent interests, and it is our obligation, and yours especially as a representative, to say when you see a divergence you cannot reconcile.
Right.
Where you got to choose one.
Yes.
Right? That's what I see happening to you. So what happened? How did you find yourself in this place? Because you stopped voting for funding for the Israel war?
Yeah, it was easy for me. I'm a business owner. So right now, I feel like I'm part of a board of 435 members of Congress, where we should act like an executive board of a company. And I feel like our company, the United States of America's federal government, is a company that has sirens blaring, and we are on the verge of literally imploding and going out of business.
Bankruptcy, yeah.
Massively. I also pay a lot of attention to our economy. Being a business owner in the construction industry, my success of my business for as long as I've run it rises and falls with the economy. And I'm very concerned. The cost of doing business is extremely high. The cost of living is extremely high. insurance is completely out of control. Car, health, life insurance, business insurance, you name it.
Forget homeowners insurance. That's almost impossible to even find as an offering anywhere.
And if you're under 40, forget being able to buy a home.
Right.
They don't even have the hope
Get a
of
job.
that.
I heard you and Tucker talking about how he was saying some 14 friends of his daughter, they all graduated, 3 out of 14 had jobs. I can see this in our kids are a little younger than college age now, but our friends, some of them got started earlier, and a lot of their kids are now graduating from college. Great colleges, smart kids, cannot find jobs.
This is so heartbreaking. So for me, I'm not anti-Israel. I'm not anti any country. I've turned radically and unapologetically for America, just flat out for America. I'm like, I'm sorry, we don't have time to fund what you're doing. No, we don't. You guys are doing great.
If we had the extra, totally.
Yeah.
But we don't.
We don't have the money.